All right, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to the Biz with Deal, My Fear Swings Radio with your rock star in the Mike Davis Arena. Right now, we have one of the stars of VH1's hit biopic, Crazy Sexy Cool, the TLC story. We got Drew Sidora, who plays T-Boz on. What's going on, Drew?
I'm blessed. I'm excited. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you. I mean, oh my gosh, like, let me tell you something about this. You playing T-Boz. Girl, you had it down pat. Like, and I know that this was something that you had been like doing for like a long time. You know, TLC was like a group that you grew up on. Was it like, how hard was it after, you know, getting the role of just really getting it down pat, would you say?
Oh, definitely. Like, I was a huge fan of TLC growing up. So obviously, you know, getting the opportunity to play someone that inspired you to do what you do, it was very scary at times. But getting on set, having T-Boz and Chili there, you know, once you got past like, okay, this is T-Boz, this is Chili, you know, being starstruck and really just got focused, they were very helpful. You know, they were there, you know, telling us every step of the way, helping us, figuring out, you know, what things we needed to work on and really getting the mannerisms of T-Boz, and they were just very hands-on, and they allowed us to pick their brain, and that obviously just allowed us to build more confidence and make us feel a little bit more at ease, you know, especially myself. So I would say it was very challenging. This definitely was the most challenging role that I think I've had my entire career. But ultimately, you know, I think the fans liked it, and that's what matters. T-Boz and Chili definitely loved it, so obviously you can kind of exhale after all of that.
Definitely, and I have to say, I love the fact that they casted you for the role, because you really got it dead on. And I'll tell you something, the fact that you're a Taurus, T-Boz is Taurus, I'm a Taurus, I mean, literally, it only makes sense for me as a Taurus. They're like, you know what, you need somebody with the same sign to play that role, because if you got somebody else, they don't get it. They don't get us.
Right. See, thank you for understanding. Whenever I say that, people laugh, because I'm like, no. The fact that we were both Taurus, that was major for me, because, I mean, there are so many characteristics just, you know, about us Taurus women that I felt like I really could connect. And when I was growing up, my friends and I would, you know, put ourselves on tape, singing Creep and singing all their songs. And I was always T-Boz. Like, I just always identified with her, and I didn't really know why until obviously I started, you know, researching and getting prepared for the role. But I was like, now I get it, because we were so similar, you know, and I guess I just related to her even as a young girl because of that.
Definitely. And you mentioned the fact of, you know, getting over being starstruck, you know, meeting the girls. Because I did an interview with Chili, and I literally was like fanboying over here. I was like, oh my gosh, like, am I seriously?
Right? It's crazy.
Like, it's so crazy. So for you, how is it getting over the fact, like, these are like legends right here? Like, gosh.
Exactly. I mean, I would have to say, because they're both just super down to earth. I mean, seeing them, you're super starstruck. But then once I got a chance to talk to her, and she was so down to earth. I mean, we were on the phone for about 5 hours and just really relating to one another and connecting and vibing. And come to find out, you know, she had experienced so many of the same situations that I have gone through.
And now I know that you're also a recording artist, right?
Yes, that is true. I'm signed to Slip and Slide, based out of Miami. And I'm actually gearing up to release my single, so I'm very, very excited about that. So hopefully, you know, I can get that to you. You can let me know what you think about it.
Definitely. And I wanted to ask you, because, I mean, before you were signed with, you know, J Records, but you've been signed to Slip and Slide since 2008, how would you say, you know, just being signed to a label like that has, you know, helped prepare you to really come out?
I definitely, you know, everything that I've actually worked on now, I can say all have benefited me in a way to grow and kind of learn about myself, and just embracing the struggles, you know, of my career and my life. I think ultimately just prepares you for every opportunity as you progress. And so I feel like just within this role, I mean, I know I learned so much. Thank God for the, you know, the movie roles that I'd done where I danced and all the dance training. But, you know, once we stepped on this set, it was definitely things that I didn't know that I had to once again learn and push myself and challenge myself. So I think just everything that I've done throughout my career definitely prepared me for this role. And now with this role, it's going to allow me to be prepared for my musical career, and so things are just truly meant to be. I believe whatever is for you is for you, and everyone has their own journey. So I'm just thankful for, my journey and all the challenges, because it's definitely allowed me to be as prepared for this moment.
Absolutely. And I have to say, I'm very excited that you're coming out with some music, because, you did have, like, a song that was on the Step Up soundtrack, and I was like, yes, because you gave me everything in that movie. I'm like, Drew is fantastic. But where's this album that's going to follow on with it? Like, who do I have to shank right at this very point to get this album through?
Thank you. I really appreciate that. You have no idea. Music is definitely a different beast within the business, so I think for me now, I'm in a very good place as far as having a great home, music record label home, that believes in me and has allowed me to express myself, creatively, to share all my experiences with my music, because that's exactly what I was able to do, on the Step Up soundtrack. I love to dance. I love to have fun. And, come function with the For the Love song I did with Mario. That was something that represented me in my hometown. So I want to continue to do music that represents who I am. So this time around, I'm really excited, because timing is everything, So now with the new movie and obviously, new opportunity for music, I'm actually getting ready to release it. So you will have it. Like, you don't have to shank nobody. You will have it. Give me about a week. Just give me about a week or two, and I got you. Definitely before the year is out, you will have that. And promise you won't be disappointed. And hopefully you'll have me back on the show. Like, let me know your thoughts and all that good stuff.
That's what's up. So now, can I ask about the single? Like, what's the name of it and what we can expect from it?
I can't right now, but like I said, it's in the process of like getting mixed and mastered and all that stuff. So I can't really say that until the label's ready to do that announcement. But I can guarantee you that it definitely represents my hometown being Chicago. It's definitely going to embody my story, what I've been through, where I was at and where I'm at now. It's going to allow people to definitely know a piece of who I am, and I feel like they'll be able to really appreciate my story and embrace that. So you're going to be able to maybe dance a little bit, feel a little sexy, a little bit of that. So I'm giving you a little bit without giving everything. But, yeah, I think definitely I'm excited and I'm proud of it.
That's what's up. Yeah, you can't give me everything, because everybody that I do interviews with, they know I like to get all this tea and get everything first. So I'm trying to, hey, today, sit right down. But I'm looking so forward to it, and I wanted to ask you about, like, your tone, because especially with the movie and stuff like that, like, you have that T-Boz, like, in that low register, like.
Did you hear that in the movie?
Yes. Yes, I did.
That was crazy. Oh, my God. It was crazy because actually, like, when I do, sing, a lot of producers that I work with will have me use that low tone just in my backgrounds, and they're like, wow, you can really hit that. Like T-Boz, and they would always tease me. I'm like, I don't know, just got a deep voice, low voice. So definitely being able to put that in the movie, I think just helped it come across as even more genuine and more real, to see, wow, like, we're in the studio creating and she's hitting that low tone. I just was so happy that our director, Charles Stone, like, let each one of us do that. Little Mama being a phenomenal rapper was able to do that, and Kiki being a phenomenal singer, being able to put that in there. It just really helped the film to come across as like we were TLC for real.
Definitely. And I just going back to the movie, like, just sitting there, I really felt like y'all was TLC. You had T-Boz down, Kiki had Chili down, like, I saw it in the movie. And
that is awesome.
I was about to say Lisa with left, I was about to switch the names up. But seriously, Little Mama had that down. And a lot of people didn't think that you guys were going to do it. How hard would you say, like, fighting the fact that people saying that was like a challenge for you?
Definitely a challenge. It's a lot of pressure going into telling someone's real life story. Someone that inspired you to tell that truth and that story is just tough within itself. And then they added pressure because you do want to please the fans. You want to make the fans happy, But I think the most important thing was that we had to give it our all We had to give it our best, and we had to just kind of keep all the negative comments out and not focus on that, because that can be very distracting. You know, you have to first just know that, hey, they saw something in us, which means that we got to step up to the plate, and this is everything we worked hard for. You know, so in that, we felt like TLC, like this is our struggle. We're going to be, you know, trying to prove to people that we are who we say we are, and that's, you know, ironic as it is, that was their story, having to prove to people that they were who they say they were, and had the fans receive it. So we just kind of pulled from all those dens of that struggle and emotions, and like I said, just working hard. You know, if we were up dancing until midnight, we would push ourselves and go till 2 a.m. Like, we'll sleep later. Let's just know that we are giving it everything that we have. And I was just thankful for T-Boz being there, because obviously that did allow me to pick her brain even more and just really watch her mannerisms and learn that. But my family and my friends, they came on set towards the end of the shoot, and they were making fun of me because they were like, girl, look how you sitting, because I was just in that zone. And they were like, the way I was talking, the way I was sitting, the way I was walking, like I was her. I couldn't even snap out of character. I didn't even know the difference sometimes, because I had really just embodied her. So I think that was also, you know, kind of funny to hear, because I didn't even realize that I was just so deep in that zone that I didn't even realize I was like her 24/7. So it was crazy.
And I mean, you kind of had to stay in that role. Like, this wasn't just like, you know, a role on like The Game, or like, you know, something you didn't step over that for Raven. Like, you really had to live and breathe this and really understand, okay, why did she snap like this? Or this was her reaction to Lisa burning the house down. Like, you really have to embody that her life.
Exactly. And that was a whole thing. I mean, first, it was very divine, you know, in just the way that we related to one another. So I was able to be very present in the way that she would have made certain decisions, and I was able to make myself vulnerable and not think about how Drew would react, but really understand Tian and why she was the way she was. And I researched, and a lot of things that I did ask her and learn were things from her childhood, you know, that allowed me to understand her upbringing, and so why she became the woman that she was, to the point where I could defend her and say, no, I think T-Boz would really do this because, you know, or Tian, you know, this is a moment for Tian to be vulnerable. And I think at this moment she would feel hurt, because I learned she was very strong-willed. So in certain instances where most people would cry, she wouldn't cry, because she was just, you know, that very strong-willed person and ambitious and believes in herself more than anybody. So those moments where, okay, Drew might have had a little breakdown and cried, you know, T-Boz definitely, or Tian, and I had to be very choosy in when I was going to be T-Boz and be that persona that we know, and when I was going to bring Tian, the person that we never got to see as fans, you know, those vulnerable moments with her mom, and those moments where she wasn't feeling all swagged out and cool. You know, she was feeling like how I felt, or any woman out there that's been hurt before. And I had to make those choices and to bring Tian Walk into the film, because I think what was important to me, that the fans walk away with something new that they didn't know. Obviously, you have the fun entertainment with all the recreation of the videos and the music. You learn facts about them that you didn't know, but also as an individual, walk away feeling like, you know, you got a chance to know Tian Watkins and know where she comes from and her mom and all of that stuff. As fans, we never see. They never let us see that. They were never victims. They always just got on stage, did what they needed to do, gave us everything they had, and made us happy, you know. And so I think that's why this movie is so special, because they did open up to even us as the fans, to let us get a peek inside of their real personal lives and their struggles.
Definitely. And you mentioned the fact of recreating the music videos. What was your favorite song from TLC just growing up, and which video did you like recreating?
Well, for me growing up, I love Creep. Like, my friends and I definitely videotaped ourselves a lot with the silk pajamas and all of that, because that was just hot. That was sexy. So that was like the first time I had heard of TLC was when Creep came out. And I was a little girl just like, wow, they're so pretty. But definitely in when we did the movie, Scrubs was my favorite recreation, because we wore their real costumes, like wore their actual wardrobe that they wore around the world. It had their names on it and everything. We were like, chill bumps, you know, those were those special moments where we were like, wow, this is crazy. We're wearing their outfits. And, you couldn't help but feel like them when you put their wardrobe on. I mean, you are TLC for that moment. So, yeah, that was probably the most fun that we had. Just the choreography, that was the most intense choreography, very calculated moves, wearing those, like platform boots we had on. Man, that was no joke. Yeah, we was like, okay, hands down to TLC right now because that was no joke.
And those were the exact boots as well, too?
Yes, those are their exact outfits. So I actually had to get a trainer because when I first got fitted, I was like, this is not fitting the way that it did on her because she was known for her six-pack. She was known for her physique. So that was yet another challenge for me, you know, really getting those abs tight. And I was working at about 3 times a day, you know, 4 in the morning before I go to set. Trainer would come on set and work me out in between scenes, and then I would go back to the gym even after we wrap. Sometimes 1, 2 in the morning, I'm in the gym, you know, working out. So, yeah, it was very challenging, but I did it. I was very happy. I was like, amen.
Yeah, you definitely did, and I got to say congratulations on it because, I mean, you guys really did a phenomenal job with this movie.
Thank you.
I was thoroughly impressed. I was like, oh, I hope they get this right. But I was like, you know what, these girls are going to get it right because, first of all, they know music. Everybody grew up on TLC and know the choreography, but I think it's just the fact of, let's see how much more down pat did they hit it. Or, like, I mean, you even said in another interview of, like, you know, doing the neck like T-Boz did, or, you know, how, you know, it was just certain little signature things.
Oh, yeah. I mean, her mom was she came to our dance rehearsal and definitely was like, if you get that neck roll, baby, you definitely, you know, got my baby down. So those go-to moves, I mean, T-Boz showed me all of them, and I had to get them. I had to work on them, practice them day and night so that it didn't look like I'm doing T-Boz moves, but they had to become a part of, you know, my swag and not think about, okay, now I'm going to do the neck roll, but just really feel it the way she would feel it, you know, and do the neck roll here because this is how I felt it and not make it look like I'm acting or I'm, you know, trying to be T-Boz. It was the goal and challenge to really becoming that character. So
definitely. So I got a couple of fan questions, and this comes from Mela on Twitter. Her Twitter is Mela_NYC. You guys follow each other, she tells me.
Oh, cool.
She said, what has to be one of the hardest obstacles you have to overcome as far as being a recording artist and being an actress? What are 2, she says?
Definitely. I mean, it's always a new challenge, a new struggle. I think, you know, initially it's trying to get, you know, an agent, and eventually it's trying to get work. And then you have lack of work, you know, lack of finances. So that's a whole another struggle within itself. And constantly, you know, having people not believe in you and tell you that what you can't do, and having to believe in yourself and keep that confidence level to keep going, because a lot of people could give up. And definitely now, you know, the new challenge of just finding out what's next and how to continue to grow and challenge myself as an actress, and just keep on this journey. So it's always challenging, and there are always new challenges, but you know what I've learned is just to embrace those mistakes and those challenges and those struggles, because as you saw TLC, you know, if they would have gave up, you know, we wouldn't be talking about them right now. But the fact that they went through so much and all that they went through, and they kept pushing on, you know, in spite of all of their individual struggles, their collective struggles, and then losing their group member. I mean, now you can look back and say 20 years. You know, it takes 20 years to really say that you are this successful. So I really have no reason to complain. I just embrace my struggles and just continue to stay determined. And definitely with music, I mean, music is a part of me, and I just try to stay true to that. Sometimes when it gets too hard or you find yourself, you know, okay, it's not really working out, I just try to stay true and keep writing, because eventually, you know, that opportunity will present itself. And the one thing you want to be is prepared for that opportunity. So even when it seems like nothing's really going on, I just try to stay focused, keep working on my craft and being knowledgeable. As we saw in TLC, you got to be knowledgeable on what you're doing. It's not all just glamorous and smoke and mirrors. You really have to understand the business side of things. So education definitely comes in handy in everything that we do as entertainers. And I would just say that to her, you know, definitely, man, educate yourself, be knowledgeable, because there are so many curveballs that people will try to throw, that you just want to try to be as prepared as possible.
Definitely. Now, let me ask you a question, because you mentioned the fact that, finding the right agent and finding the right people to work with. Now, for you early on in your career, I mean, I know that your sister's your manager, but was it hard, really getting that work at first for you?
I would definitely say it's always hard, finding work, because there are millions of actors in the world, and, there's only, 20 movies made, maybe 20 TV shows made, so you're talking about maybe 50 to 100 projects a year, and you've got millions of people going in for these roles. The odds are very much against you, so you just have to take it one step at a time. Obviously, me being from Chicago, I really leaned on that being theater. Being from Chicago, theater is really big. So getting involved in plays, getting involved in acting classes and things that were going on in my city, print work and all that. And I actually had an agent in Chicago. So when I went to L.A., I kind of had, done a little bit of work, had a little bit of knowledge that they were more receptive to sign me to an agency in L.A., but it wasn't like, okay, now I have an agent, I made it. Now you have to go in and prove yourself in front of so many casting directors that are saying, okay, you're a little green, or you're not ready, or you're too tall, you're too short, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too this, you're too that. And what I learned is just to make sure when I walk in the door to show people who I am and be me and not conform or change for anyone and just do the work. I have a great support system, so even when I would go in and I would come down to the last two people for a role and I didn't get it, I definitely leaned on my support system and my team, because those are the people that really keep you strong, even times when you want to give up. So I would say, too, keeping a great support system around you is just as important, people that believe in you, because there's so many people that don't believe in you. If you can find a few people that do, those are people you need to have on speed dial, because it's those moments, right, just like anyone, you start to feel a little less confident and insecure about what it is you're doing. And, definitely struggles. Definitely before this, it's about finding work, and even getting this audition, I put myself on tape, so just never being afraid to take opportunities by the horns and never knowing how it's going to happen for you. So that's why I say everyone has their own journey, definitely. So just, continue to press on. And you never know, you may get it when you're 40, 50, just press on, just continue on. I think that's the biggest lesson I learned when doing this project.
And that's a good thing that you mentioned that, because a lot of people, they, who want to break out of entertainment, they get so lost in the moment of, it's not happening as quick as I wanted to. People lose, that encouragement, that hope that, that it will come.
Yeah, definitely. And it's hard, but that's why, you just got to keep a great support system and just enjoy the journey. Don't look forward to the final ending, of that ultimate success. Just learn that every little step is a success. Every little step is a celebration, and don't be afraid to enjoy it. And when you turn around and look back 10 years later, you're like, wow, look how far I've come. You don't even really realize it. So I just tell people to enjoy the journey, because you'll sit back and you'll really laugh at a lot of things. And if you waste your time being upset or frustrated or giving up, then you'll just live with regret, and that's no way to live. Nobody wants that.
Right, that is so true. So before we let you go, we got just a couple more questions for you, and I wanted to know, how was it just overall working with Kiki and Little Mama? Almost said Left Eye. Oh my gosh.
Right. It was definitely, man, you can't fake chemistry. You cannot fake or act chemistry. So you see it on film. We really had a ball together. We really bonded as sisters, and we improv a lot of those moments, because we just, they were little moments that TLC had a lot of times. And Kiki being from Chicago, we definitely connected, and she really was in a lot of ways similar to Chili, just as far as very bubbly personality, ready to have fun, making you smile, always making you laugh. And then Little Mama definitely being from, New York, and just her spirit, she really was similar to Left Eye, and they shared a lot of connections and similarities that we ended up just really connecting about life and about struggles. So we ended up having a lot of deep conversations, and she would cook dinner. We would have like Sunday family dinners together. So it was really, we became like a family and really bonded. So obviously working with them, it was like, awesome. This is the best ensemble cast that I get to work with. I wouldn't have had it any other way.
That's phenomenal. And I was reading online that that you guys are going to be doing some reshoots with the movie. Is that correct?
That we did do reshoots.
Oh, you guys did do reshoots. So there's going to be an extended part of this movie, correct? Then coming out.
I don't really know that. You might have some inside information. I don't know about extended version. We did do reshoots of the film because before the movie came out, there were some elements that we needed to add in just to make the storylines a little stronger and little things like that, just to make the storylines connect. We wanted to actually add a few scenes in that you did see in the movie. So that was when we did reshoots, but that was before the movie came out.
Okay. And that was a quick filming of the movie, right? Because what was it, like almost like a month or two, month and a half?
Right. We did shoot for 28 days exactly, and we were in rehearsals for probably like a month prior. So we just were in acting rehearsals and just in dancing rehearsals, and then we, started filming, and it was 28 days, like went really fast.
Wow. Is that your first time, like, doing a film like that quick, or have you done, like, the other projects that you worked on in the past? Have they been that quick as well?
No. Well, I have done projects where we do, like, 4 episodes in, like, 3 days. Certain projects. Oh, my God, there's nothing that I have not seen. So, obviously, 28 days, I was like, okay, this is a long shoot. I have had a lot of shorter shoots than that. And I think, like I said, those just prepared me for something like this. There were times I'd shoot, 20 pages in a day, which is really, really unheard of. But getting through something like that, obviously, anything longer makes you feel just so much more calm. But definitely still within what we had to accomplish with all of the choreography and the dancing and the videos and the performance scenes and then the emotional scenes. I think we covered a lot of ground and was able to deliver their story in still a very short amount of time. And I think it could have really been longer. There was a lot of things that didn't make it into the film. But, man, they still had so many other stories that we couldn't even fit into it. So I know our executive producer was like, we could have just did it and made it 5 hours, but no.
That would be high. Y'all should have done that for, like, the DVD edition.
I know, right? Because they have been through so much that it was just a lot. But, obviously I know they wanted to definitely tell the truth in a lot of the headlines that we as fans had heard